Hey guys, what is up and welcome to my channel. It's a Hardback Life. My name is Jordan and today I am going to be bringing you the birthday book tag. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is my birthday. And I'm doing this like within the last couple hours of my birthday, so it's like really late. By the time you see this, it'll be January 19th. Maybe even January 20th for some of you if it's not finding you right away. But, I had a great day. I went to Nando's. Nando's is a, Mexican restaurant, and it's one of my favorites. But my boyfriend and his mom accompanied me, and we ate at Nando's, and then we went to So Delicious, which is one of my other favorite places. So Delicious is a soda shop, and if you don't have it in your state, let's hope you have something similar. But anyway, yeah, we went to Nando's, then the So Delicious, and then I hung out with my boyfriend and his family for a few hours, and we watched Sing 2 and Supernatural, which I'm shocked he's never seen Supernatural. But yeah. And then I went to Barnes & Noble and then got myself a free coffee at Black Rock, which is another huge coffee place. So yeah, all in all, a great day and a fun day, and I'm super happy about today. I also have the day off, obviously, so there's that. But anyway, you guys, let's not waste any more time. I'm going to be getting questions for you. I have 7 questions for this tag. And let's get started. Now, each question is named after like something birthday related, obviously, and then it goes along with the question goes along with it. So birthday cake is number 1. Question number 1 is a book with a where does it say? Oh. Question number 1 is a book with a cliche plot, but you adore it anyway. That for me, ladies and gentlemen, is Here's to Us. Or no, sorry, What If It's Us? Here's to Us is the second book, which just came out. But What If It's Us is basically a rom-com where we have two young teenagers, Ben and Arthur, who meet each other at, like, they have a meet cute moment at a post office, and then they end up trying to find each other throughout the majority of the book. And when they do find each other, a romance develops, but it's a summer romance because Arthur is only living in New York for the summer. And yeah, it's a I think it's a funny book. There's a lot of pop culture references, if I didn't say that before. And yeah, it's just funny, lighthearted, and yeah, it's great. And I love this book, even though it's, yeah, kind of cliche. And I can't wait to read the second one. Alright, question number 2. Party guest. Your most anticipated release for the year of 2022. I just added the year 2022 because that's where we're at. And I'll put a picture of this book on the screen since I don't have it yet because it has been released. My most anticipated book is Chain of Thorns by Cassandra Clare. It is the 3rd and final book in the Last Hours trilogy, which the Last Hours trilogy is preceded by Infernal Devices, which is the prequel series to Last Hours. And I love the Infernal Devices. It's my favorite book series by Cassandra Clare of all time. And then I've only read the first book in the Last Hours series because I just I read it when it came out, and I just never found the time to read book 2, which came out last year. So I'm rereading The Infernal Devices, and then I'm going to go into those two, before the third one comes out. And I love me some Cassandra Clare, so I'm going to try my best to finish these books in time. Oh, book drop, sorry. Question number 3. Birthday presents. A book that surprised you with how much you loved it. That one's pretty easy. Eye of Minds by James Dashner. This is the first book in a trilogy called The Mortality Doctrine. It is a sci-fi, and I really enjoyed it. I'm someone who doesn't typically... I'll read sci-fi, but sci-fi is not usually my go-to genre. But every now and then there's going to be a book or book series that's sci-fi that will capture my attention, and I end up loving it. And this is one that is on the loving it spectrum. I love the characters, love the storyline, loved everything about it. Question number 4. Happy B-Day song. A book that certainly deserves all the hype that it got. Now, this one was my favorite book of 2020, and if you've been watching my channel for long, you know what book this is. Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. I was so surprised by this book, and, I mean, it mixes sci-fi and thriller. I've never seen that done before. And so when I read this, I was just shook at how well the author did it. Like, the execution is fantastic. It's basically about a guy named Jason Dessen who is living, his normal life. He's a teacher at a local college. He is married with a child. And, yeah, so he's just living his normal life. And then one day he gets kidnapped and held at gunpoint and forced to go to this location. And then he wakes up in a totally different reality, where his wife is not his wife, his son doesn't exist, and yeah, everything's just turned upside down. And he's suddenly now this world-renowned genius. And the whole book is just fantastic. It's super fast-paced, and it's super fun to read. I definitely recommend this book. I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. Question number 5, you guys. A book that has some beautiful and memorable quotes. Now, I'm not someone who typically remembers quotes all the time. I can remember them if the book really stands out to me, but unfortunately, I can't think of one off the top of my head. But there was one that I did read that I highlighted some quotes. I remember. And that is Simon versus the Homo Sapien Agenda. Now, the quote I chose is on page 147. Is it 147? Yes, it is. Okay. Here it is. It is definitely annoying that straight and white, for that matter, is the default, and that the only people who have to think about their identity are the ones who don't fit that mold. Now, that was a hard-hitting thing that was just said in this book that I read, because in a lot of ways, especially in this context, it is true, and I don't know how to explain it. In this book, I totally relate to this quote because, I mean, yeah, I'm gay and I'm also African American, so strike 2 for me. But yeah, it's really hard hitting, and it's a really tough thing to talk about. And We should really be having these conversations. Question number 6. Getting older. A book that you read a long time ago that you would appreciate now that you're a more mature reader. Okay, now you're going to think, like, why did he choose this book? But I decided to choose it because I read it when I was 18. And then I just went into the hype of everybody hating it. I went to that category because, well, it's popular to hate this series. And that is Twilight, you guys. I read this when I was 18, like I said, and then I read it again for the second time, the whole series, at 30 years old. And I actually appreciate these books more these days. Now, there are some cliche moments in this book series, don't get me wrong, and some moments where you just want to cringe, but I do appreciate it. After reading it a second time, I like the series a little bit more, but yeah, I appreciate it more after revisiting it. And the last question, ladies and gentlemen. Sweet Birthday Memories is what it's called. Okay, a book that kept you happy during a sad time in your life. Now, I feel like any book keeps me happy when I'm in a sad moment of my life because I love reading. But if I were to just go, like, pick an author, that would be Cassandra Clare. And obviously the Infernal Devices trilogy is one of my all-time favorites, so this series really makes me happy. And that was the third and final book in the Infernal Devices trilogy, just in case you wonder. Anyway, you guys, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. That would mean a lot to me, and it'll help you just in case you want to look for more content from me. Anyway, guys, I hope you have a great day, and I shall see you later.